Hi, fifth grade. This is Mrs. Brand. We're going to be talking about our lesson 91 today, and that's talking about simplifying improper fractions. If you remember in lesson 90, we talked about simplifying fractions that were proper, and we talked about using the greatest common factor. Well, similarly, we're going to do that for improper fractions. Remember, improper fractions are those where the numerator, the number on top, is bigger than the denominator, and so then we have to change it around. For example, if we had 4/7 plus 6/7 equal 10/7, and now we have to make it into a mixed number to make it a proper fraction. So what we want to do is take the top number, because this is just a division problem, right? 10 divided by 7. So 10 divided by 7. And we're going to say how many 7s can we get out of 10? We can get 1. 1 times 7 is 7. And then we subtract it, and we get 3. And that's my remainder, so that's my numerator. My remainder is the numerator. And then my denominator is the divisor, denominator. So my answer then would be 1 3/7. And I would make sure that this number here can't be simplified. 3 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number, 3 doesn't go into 7, so we're good. So this would be the final answer then. Okay, so you would add like you normally would, and then you take this top number, the numerator, divided by our denominator, is going to get us our fraction. All right, what if we have a situation where it's a mixed number? So we add it like usual. 1 and 1 is 2. 7 and 5 is 12. And my 8 is my denominator. So I have 2 and 12/8. So I'm going to put a 2 over there. And now I'm going to take this fraction, and I'm going to divide it. So I'm going to do what it says. 12 divided by 8. The denominator is always knocking at the door. The numerator is nice and warm inside the house. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have. How many 8s can we get out of 12? We can get 1. Then multiply. 1 times 8 is 8. Then sister subtract like we did before. 12 minus 8 gives me 4. I don't have any brothers in town to bring down, so I'm done. 4 is my remainder. 4 goes on top. 8 goes on the bottom. So it's 1 4/8. So over here now I'm going to say plus 1 4/8, because I'm adding this to what I already had, that 2 there. So 2 plus 1 equals 3 4/8. Nothing plus 4/8 equals 4/8. So we have this fraction. Now, we are not quite done, because when I look at the fraction 4/8, what do you know you can divide by? Well, depending on what you're thinking, you can say, well, I know the factors of 4 are 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. I know the factors of 8 are 1 and 8 and 2 and 4. So what number is the largest one that's combined? You have the 4 here and the 4 here. So that means I could take 3 4/8 and divide the top by 4 and divide the bottom by 4. And when I do that, 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. My 3 is going to go in front of my fraction. So 3 4/8 would be the same as 3 1/2. So this 2 12/8 is the same as 3 1/2. Okay, that's the type of thing that you would be doing to make that improper fraction a proper fraction. All right, time to do a few examples again, and then we'll let you go to do your own thing, or rewatch and figure out some things. Okay, so we're going to look at both the types of things I just did. So let's say we have, let's do 1 5/6 plus 1 and 5/6. 1 and 5/6 plus 1 and 5/6. So I know 1 and 1 is 2. I know 5 and 5 is 10. 6 stays the same. We don't add them, we just keep it the same. So I have 10/6. So now what I want to do is I want to divide. And you can divide before or you can divide after. So if you want to simplify it first, if you want to, you say, oh, 10 and 6 can be divided by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now I just have 5 divided by 3. So how many 3's can I get out of 5? 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, I have 2 left over. So I have 1 and 2/3. So then I add that 1 and 2/3. 2 and 1 is 3. And I have 2/3 here. I've already simplified up here before I did this. So I know that my answer has to be 3 and 2/3. Okay, sometimes that's easier because then your division is, the numbers are less. They're not as large when you do your division. Okay. I hope this is going well for you. Let's try a multiplication one. 5/3 times 3/2. 5/3 times 3/2. Now remember, in multiplication we actually multiply the numbers across. 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 2 is 6. So you can choose to simplify it first and then do the division, or you can do the division and then simplify. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do the division. 15 divided by 6. So I have 2. 2 times 6 is 12. Sister subtract, I have 3 left over, so I have 2 and 3/6. And then I can see what number can I divide 3 and 6 by. Well, I know 3 times 2 is 6, so I can divide both of those by 3. And divide them by 3. There we go. So I still have my 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So I have 2.5 as my answer for that one. Okay, do some practice ones and see what you can, if that's making sense to you, and then go ahead and do your assignment. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.